We already know that Abeloth is far more powerful than Luke Skywalker is. This is not up for debate. She is a godlike entity with abilities that completely eclipse what any mortal Jedi or Sith could ever achieve. But today, I'm not here to decide if Luke could defeat her in one-on-one combat. Instead, I want to pit them against one another in a versus setting in order to quantify their power difference. Luke Skywalker's strength is something Star Wars fans are much more familiar with. His lightsaber skills, his mastery of the Force, and his ability to stand against some of the galaxy's greatest threats. Many understand Luke Skywalker's limits, which makes him the perfect baseline for comparison. By dissecting their abilities, attributes, and feats side by side, we can better illustrate exactly how much more powerful Abeloth really is. So the next time someone asks you how Abeloth compares to Luke, this is the video that you can point them to. And you, dear student of the Force, will know exactly how powerful Abeloth was. Luke Skywalker, the son of Anakin, inherited his father's immense potential in the Force. George Lucas has indicated that Luke's potential was on par with Anakin's, and what it could have been had he not been diminished by his injuries and turned to the dark side. In this light, Luke embodies the realization of the Chosen One's full capabilities, achieving a mastery of the Force unparalleled by any Jedi or Sith in history before or after. Feats like confronting Lord Vader, establishing a new Jedi Order, and facing formidable adversaries like the resurrected Palpatine underscored Luke Skywalker's exceptional power. Understand this: Luke Skywalker is the most powerful Jedi or Sith in Star Wars lore, and he played a pivotal role in restoring balance to the Force as Grand Master. Luke Skywalker achieved a state of near total oneness with the Force before, transcending the boundaries of light and dark to gain an unparalleled understanding of the Force's true nature. Unlike many Jedi before him, Luke acknowledged the existence of the dark side without succumbing to it, using his mastery of the Force to maintain balance and guide his actions with wisdom. His skill with the lightsaber has been likened to dueling 12 of the greatest Jedi Masters simultaneously, showcasing reflexes, precision, and combat acumen that place him in a league entirely his own. The only person that can really compete with Luke Skywalker in terms of the lightsaber is Tulak Hord, a Sith figure of legend. Beyond physical combat, Luke's command of the Force reaches cosmic scales. He has manipulated black holes, redirecting their gravitational pull to protect allies or alter the course of an entire battle. His ability to tap into such overwhelming strength allows him to be one of the most formidable beings in the entire galaxy. Luke's strength is so vast that it is often described as incomprehensible, a testament to his role as the ultimate realization of what the Force can achieve through balance, knowledge, and sheer will. Quantifying how much more powerful Abeloth is than Luke Skywalker, however, on its own, is entirely subjective, as Star Wars doesn't provide us with metrics for their Force powers. However, based on descriptions, feats, and comparisons, we can approximate a range in which we hope to illustrate just how much more powerful Abeloth was compared to Luke. But we will break it down in categories as well. Abeloth's raw power can be considered 10 to 20 times greater than Luke Skywalker's peak as Grand Master, and here's why. Let's begin with comparative feats. Abeloth's feats. Mind domination. She's controlled the minds of thousands of beings, including powerful Force wielders like Jedi Masters and Sith Lords alike, all simultaneously. Reality manipulation. Abeloth altered her environment and dimensions, such as twisting physical reality and creating illusions so powerful that they were nearly tangible. Immortality. She exists across dimensions and regenerates from destruction itself, making her virtually unstoppable without external intervention. Godlike avatar forms. She fought against multiple powerful opponents, including Grandmaster Luke and other Sith Lords like Darth Krayt simultaneously while overpowering them. Luke's feats. Combat mastery. Luke at his peak is arguably the strongest mortal Jedi in Star Wars, defeating legendary opponents like Vader and Darth Sidious. Understanding of the Force. Luke can move massive objects, resist Force domination, and enhance his abilities, but Luke Skywalker is challenged by what we will call mortal thresholds. Luke fought Abeloth multiple times and was able to survive through sheer strategy, endurance, and teamwork, but he never truly ever overpowered her, not once. Abeloth's mind domination versus Luke's Force resistance. Abeloth has dominated the minds of entire Jedi councils, something that Luke cannot counter without significant struggle. She has overwhelmed him mentally before during their battles. It is estimated that the ratio of Abeloth is 10 times power difference in the mind-based abilities. Abeloth is simply too strong for Luke. Abeloth's immortality versus Luke's mortality. Abeloth's essence spans multiple dimensions and cannot be killed by conventional means. Luke, though exceptionally powerful in his own right, remains bound by the limits of his physical form. The estimated ratio here is that Abeloth is 15 to 20 times his durability and longevity. But what about raw force power? That's why we're all here. While Luke can move mountains, Abeloth can alter reality on a galactic scale. Her feats of environmental domination far exceed anything that Luke has ever demonstrated, and the estimated ratio here is that Abeloth is 15 times more powerful than Luke in raw force manipulation. Overall, I think it could be said that in terms of power, she is 10 to 20 times more powerful than Grandmaster Luke Skywalker in terms of raw force strength, scope of abilities, and resilience. While Luke remains the pinnacle of mortal force mastery, Abeloth's godlike nature places her in a league far beyond any single Jedi or Sith. This disparity is so vast that defeating Abeloth requires more than raw power. It necessitates strategy, collaboration, and exploiting her unique vulnerabilities. But let's go even deeper than this. What about their skills in combat, their understanding of the Force, and their strategic mindsets? Things that operate outside of sheer power alone, where Luke can hope to get an edge. Let's begin with combat skill and techniques. Luke Skywalker is one of the greatest lightsaber duelists of all time, if not the greatest, with mastery of all 7 lightsaber forms as well as creation of his own unique styles. His technique is precise, balanced, and adaptive, allowing him to fight Sith, entire armies, and even contend with Abeloth. He relies on his agility, reflexes, and the understanding of lightsaber combat with the Force to overcome stronger enemies. When we look at Abeloth, something is revealed. She is more powerful than skilled. She overwhelms her enemies with sheer force and unpredictability rather than refined combat and better technique. While she can wield weapons such as her tentacle-like appendages and overpower multiple enemies, her style is chaotic and lacks the discipline of a trained Jedi or a trained Sith. For comparison, in terms of skill rating, we're going to give Luke a 10 out of 10, Abeloth a 6 out of 10. Power and combat, Luke relies on technique and efficiency. Abeloth relies on overwhelming power. But now, strategic mindset. Luke is a seasoned tactician, capable of outmaneuvering Sith, warlords, and entire Imperial admirals. His ability to adapt mid-battle and recognize an opponent's weakness, both physical, emotional, and through the Force, gives Luke a significant edge in leadership in one-on-one battle. Luke uses his deep understanding of his opponent's psychology to win, as seen in his multiple confrontations with Vader and Sidious. Abeloth's strategy revolves around chaos and domination. Her ability to manipulate others is unmatched, and she can psychologically destabilize basically whoever she wants. But her tactics are actually limited by her arrogance, her singular focus on want for destruction. She lacks the nuance and patience of someone that is trained like Luke Skywalker. Tactical rating. We're going to give Luke a 9 out of 10, and Abeloth a 7 out of 10. Luke has the advantage in focused long-term strategy, while Abeloth excels in overwhelming groups with terror and manipulation. Now, resources. Luke Skywalker, as Grandmaster of the Jedi Order, has access to temples, archives, and a network of allies across the galaxy. And even beyond, he commands the loyalty of the New Republic and wields the full support of his students, including extremely powerful Force wielders like Jaina Solo, Ben Skywalker. But Luke is mortal, and so are his resources. They are finite and prone to corruption or destruction. Abeloth has near limitless resources due to her ability to manipulate and dominate the minds of others. She can corrupt and control Jedi, Sith, and even entire planetary populations. Her existence spans dimensions, giving her an endless reservoir of avatars. Her resources are metaphysical and virtually inexhaustible, but often chaotic and uncontrollable. For resource rating, Luke gets an 8 out of 10. Mortal, but highly organized and reliable resources. Abeloth gets a 10 out of 10. Limitless though chaotic, and often volatile. But now, what of their understanding of the Force? The most important of all categories. Luke's understanding of the Force is unparalleled among all mortals. He has mastered the light side and learned from ancient Jedi texts. Luke Skywalker has become the embodiment of the Jedi philosophy. He also has a significant understanding of the dark side as well, encountering Sith Lords and artifacts, though he is resistant to all of them. His knowledge is practical and balanced, focused on maintaining the balance of the Force and its will. But Abeloth's understanding of the Force far surpasses Luke due to her ancient origins and transformation through the font of power and the pool of knowledge. She understands the Force in ways mortals cannot comprehend, wielding its raw chaos in manipulating reality, dimensions, and the minds of others. Her understanding is heavily tilted, however, towards the dark side, limiting her ability to grasp balance and harmony. For Force knowledge rating, Luke is going to get a 9 out of 10. Extremely deep, but limited only by his mortal perspective. Abeloth we're going to give an 11 out of 10. A godlike understanding, though chaotic and imbalanced. She, of course, is the embodiment of imbalance. Abeloth's godlike power and metaphysical nature make her far stronger in raw abilities, resources, and Force knowledge. However, Luke's superior combat skill, strategic thinking, and grounded understanding of the Force allows him to hold his own. Ultimately, Abeloth's overwhelming strength requires teamwork and strategy to counter, showcasing the disparity between her divine power and Luke's mortal mastery. Luke's battle with Abeloth exemplifies his mastery of strategy and the power of collaboration in the face of overwhelming odds. Despite Abeloth's immense strength, her near limitless ability to manipulate the Force, Luke leverages his tactical genius, honed through decades of experience, hoping to target her vulnerabilities. Recognizing that raw power alone cannot triumph, he unites with other Jedi, and even Sith, forming a collective front against imbalance. They all play a critical role, providing Luke with the opportunity to engage Abeloth on multiple levels, physically, mentally, and with the Force. By anticipating her moves, dividing her attention, and focusing on coordinated attacks, Luke demonstrates that victory against a superior foe is possible through unity, wisdom, and perseverance. But make no mistake, my friends, Luke Skywalker is mortal, and Abeloth is something more. If you want to learn more about Abeloth and Luke Skywalker, we would be honored for you to join our archives. We are ever expanding with new students and new lore. And as always, dear viewer, may the Force be with you.